Hello everyone, welcome to Manga Boys ranking of manga in the month of March. So you can see here we've got quite the list, but luckily a smaller list than last month. Last month's list was literally insane. I had like 3 rows of manga. It took me forever to get through. This should be a much quicker ranking, I suppose. So that's good. Vinland Saga, as always, gets an S. There's not really much to talk about. I read like 4 omnis, 3 or 4 omnis of Vinland Saga, and they were really good. Check out Vinland Saga if you haven't. It's an amazing series. Ikegame getting a solid A. I'm very interested to see where it's going. I really want to give it an S, but some stories are just better than others. It tends to always happen that way with anthology series, but it's not really anthology-esque. It's more like all these stories are in the same world with the main character kind of moving the plot in the background. Definitely worth checking out if you guys are interested in stories that have a lot of these little short stories within them. The Man and His Cat, Volume 7. Man and His Cat is always a quality series, but not a lot tends to happen in it. It's just a very feel-good, lighthearted series. Really kind of enjoy it right now. Pandora Hearts has been good, but not great. Again, I'm kind of falling off of it because I don't know what's going on with the plot. And I mean, I'm starting to understand the world a little bit, but I'm not really in it to win it. I'm not really involved in it. People say around volume 12, 13-ish, it starts to really pick up during the Headhunters arc, so I'm about to enter that. Hopefully it does exactly that. How the Realists Rebuilt the Kingdom. This is an S tier. Definitely not as good as Vinland Saga, but is up there. I did not expect the series to be as good as it was, but I, read it. I read 3 volumes of it now out of the 4, and I am just solidly enjoying it. It had this nice war arc already. They sell them in omnis, so that's like 6 of them out of the 8. There are more still coming, but I really enjoy this manga. I thought I was going to hate it. I hate politics. And then on top of that, I hate politics in nonsense worlds. I love this setting so much. They do such a great job of just, describing the world and kind of getting it involved. Really enjoying it. Heavenly Delusion, another series I'm really enjoying. It seems like we're getting close to the goal, so hopefully that is the case. Really can't wait to see where this is actually kind of going. Can't Stop Cursing You. Honestly, this is kind of tough for me to read because there's so much text and a lot of twists and turns to it, but it is still pretty good. I definitely would recommend reading it if you like things like Death Note and Death Games. Mysteries, that kind of thing. It's good detective series, but I probably wouldn't say it's as good as something like Death Note or Case Closed, or what's the one that I'm reading that I really like, Inspector. That one's really good. Noise, I like this one actually a fair amount. I would put it kind of on par with Man and His Cat. It's not, it's like a good intro to the world of Blam. I wouldn't say it's like a great manga on its own or anything like that, which is why I'm putting it in B rank, but it really helps kind of flesh out and understand the world of Blam. Frieren, Volume 7, we kind of continue on after the arc with the exams, and we see where people are landing, who passes, who doesn't. It was a pretty exciting read to figure out what we're going to do next. Good kind of intermission arc or volume. Blue Box, I really do actually like this series a lot. It is a fun sports manga about 2 people who are trying to become the best in their league. I would probably put it below Frieren here. Again, very good series. Kind of similar vibes as Bakuman, where the main character is trying to become really good at badminton before he proposes or talks to this girl. The girl's trying to get really good at, what's it called? The basketball. So he wants to be good at badminton, she wants to be good at basketball. I mean, you can tell that one of these sports is probably a little better than the other. Badminton's the best thing ever. I'm sure everyone already knew that. It's very similar to tennis, and I love tennis, so it's not quite as good as football, but it's up there. Elusive Samurai, we kind of go through the war arc, we finish things up, but then we have like a ton of exposition at the end, and there's this man with a horse mask. And I just have a feeling he's not going to be a great guy. I have a feeling he's going to like eat people, or maybe he's going to turn into a horse and people are going to ride him, or he's just a sexual deviant. I don't know, but I'm not liking that. The Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest. I really like how this series kind of is circling back to the roots of things, where They're like, oh, look how much stronger we've gotten. Look how much we've grown and improved now that they're starting a new adventure in a different country. So I do really like that quite a lot. I definitely recommend reading this series instead of watching it. I've heard nothing but the anime is incomprehensible and very rushed. So definitely don't want to experience that, in my opinion anyways. I figure we can throw the giveaway right into here though, right? Like, we're more than halfway through it now, and you know, we're not that far. And 5 minutes into the video, I think people can stick around 5 minutes into the video, huh? Anyways, to get into this giveaway, what do you have to do, huh? Well, you should be publicly subscribed so I can see that you're subscribed. If you're subscribed and you have a private kind of thing so people can't see your sub count, then I can't tell that you're sub or unsub. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to comment on the pinned comment below, okay? It's going to say something like, yo, what color is your favorite, what color is your favorite pants? Okay, something like that. I don't know what the question's going to quite be yet, but you can probably guess that it's something manga related. And what am I going to give away? Well, what I'm going to give away is I got a duplicate of this manga called Blade of the Immortal Deluxe Edition. Volume, I believe it was 8. And it should be in any day now. And yeah, I'll give that to one lucky winner. The only caveat I'll have to it is that you'll have to pay for the shipping. It's like a $40 book. Alternatively, if you don't want to go with that book, you know, then I can say we can go with a gift card to a bookstore / manga shop of your choosing, okay? And I'll do 30 USD gift card if they have it. If they don't have 30, I'll do the next closest thing. So if it's 25, 30, 50, or I mean, sorry, if it's 10, 15, 30, 50, then I'm going to go with the 25. I'm not going to go with the 50, okay? I can probably do 2 gift cards for 20 and 10 if there's that option, though. I wouldn't mind doing that. So yeah, comment down below in that little pinned comment. Let me know that thing that I'm asking about, and then I'll throw your names all into a randomizer, and you know, it can be anybody, it can be someone I know, someone I don't know, some rando, and then we'll get in touch from there. But yeah, so that's how we'll do it. Stay in touch, comment down below, and let's continue on with the ranking. Blue Lock, we get some really good twists and turns. We find out that some people are good, some people are not so good. We get some advancements in our abilities. I'm really liking Blue Lock. Last few volumes I actually didn't like as much, but this one is turning me on to it. Sword Demon Hunter, this series I'm enjoying. It's new. It seems to be about this samurai who somehow is living well into the modern era from the before times, and how he kind of breaks away from the code. I do really enjoy this direction, especially with the kind of gore at the end of volume 1. Hopefully it can kind of continue to volume 2, but time will tell. Blam, volume 1, I did not like Blam. You have to learn so much about Blam by going on the internet, by digging around and figuring out what's going on, by talking to people and their kind of interpretations of it. And if you don't have like a whole spreadsheet kind of explaining Blam, you probably have missed something. And I even find things in the wiki that I'm like, that doesn't make sense because this, and that. And then when I talk it over, they're like, wait, yeah, that doesn't make sense. And I'm like, okay, good. So I'm not alone. They want you to read Blam 2, which makes sense, but Blam 2 came out like half a century. What is it? Half a decade later? You know, it was like 5 years later or something like that. And then they also want you to read the art book. If you don't read the art book, then you're missing these key points about Kili or Kiryu. So that's great too. You know, gotta love that. And on top of it all, it's really, the ending is so confusing to the main series. So I really wouldn't recommend people read Blam. Now, Blam and Electro Fisher, which I guess I probably should put here separately, I did really enjoy. Very good retelling of the Electro Fisher arc of Blam, and they really explain things quite well. I would like them to redo Blam in this style, but I mean, good luck having him do that, in my opinion. Kaiju number 8. I love Kaiju number 8. I think it's so fun. We get to see our main man use his powers. We get to see number 9 show up. We get to see Kaiju number 8 versus one of the chief. And so that was really cool too. I really enjoy this series. I can't wait to see where it goes. Every time I read it, it kind of reminds me of World Trigger to some degree. So if you haven't checked out World Trigger, you really like Kaiju number 8, give it a shot. I definitely think Kaiju number 8 is better at this point, but World Trigger is not bad. 86, it's okay. I would say it's probably the best volume so far of 86. I'm between like a B and a C with it. This is, I believe, the last volume of the manga. It got canceled after this because it was on hiatus for too long. Not great, I started to get pretty interested in it, more interested than I was before for sure, but I'm not like invested in it by any means. So yeah, don't read it by the manga. I heard check out the anime or the light novel, so I guess I'm gonna stick to that too. But I tried to watch the anime, couldn't get past like 6 episodes, and I was pushing to 6 because people told me I had to get to it, but really wasn't a fan of it, honestly. Anyways, Blue Period volume 12, I think this is. We're kind of retreading similar ground that we had before with the main character going, "Oh, am I good enough to be in Trois?" And I'm like, dude, you went through the test to get into Trois. You went through the stupid first year of Trois, and now you're on the second year of Trois. And I was talking to one of my friends about this, and I think maybe it's because, we're just reading these rapid fire because Kodansha is just like throwing these at us. But like, man, I'm so sick of that question being the leading cause. He finds a crew through No Works, and so I'm excited to see where they take him. Hopefully they don't take him out of school because I really want him to get his degree and his diploma or whatever it's called from Trois, but time will tell. Dan Da Dan is a solid S tier. We get our balls back. Oh, but what happens to our manhood? We lose it again. You gotta hate it. You gotta love it. It's just so fickle, these men. Okay, always coming and going, but not in the sexual sense, but talking about the sexual parts, if that makes any sense. I know I kind of made that confusing on purpose. I thought it was pretty silly. But yeah, definitely check out Dan Da Dan, a series that really doesn't take itself super seriously, and because of that, its humor is able to go to like the next level. Mao, this series is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's super good or great or anything like that, and you have to read it. But definitely worth checking out Mao if you like Rumiko Takahashi's other works. It's just kind of middling to me compared to like how I remember remembering Inuyasha, and a few other of Rumiko Takahashi's kind of short stories and works. But it's definitely worth checking out. Mashal. I'm not the hugest fan of Mashal, and I think I've let people know that before. We got some cool action in here, but ultimately it just turns out to being Mashal just wins because Mash is Mash, and that's that. I would really like Mash to have some sort of a challenge or something like that. I mean, I get that Saitama has the same thing, but Saitama is like literally his whole thing is to find people who are stronger than him, so that way he doesn't be so bored. But Mash is just like constantly working out so he can get more cream puffs. We have dropped the cream puff jokes, which is great, but like I really find the other characters more interesting, and everything seems to be like a joke even still. This is like gag Black Clover at this point. It like shifted from gag Harry Potter, parody Harry Potter, to parody Black Clover. So Black Clover is great. It's got plenty of good humor in it already, in my opinion, and action and stakes. So I don't really see a need for Mashal. I really am just reading it at this point because I like to read every Jump title. But I think this is probably my least favorite Jump title right now that's coming out in English. I can't think of anything that I like less than MASH that's currently releasing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like slide this here. The only thing I like about MASH is that twist with his dad. I thought that was really interesting, but again, that's kind of been pushed to the side a little bit in favor of these kind of star games to figure out who's going to be the top student. Anyways, thank you so much for liking and watching and commenting on this video. You know how I'm assuming that you're doing these things. Again, if you're interested in the giveaway, give me a post down below. If you're not, then I don't have to run another giveaway, I guess. But I decided to run this one since A, I hit $1,000. Yay, go us. Thank you everybody for subscribing. And B, because it has been requested, granted by the same person, but still. And there was another request to do a Fake Go video. I did a poll, and that actually did pass. So I'm going to do a Fake Go video pretty soon. I just kind of need time to catch up to all this stuff, and I'm getting there. I just really, like I said, fell back last week because I was getting the new versions of Premiere and Photoshop. So I'm glad that I have them, and they're installed. And I think I installed about 300 different Adobe products. So that was great. More space for my computer. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time, and definitely don't forget to comment down below if you're interested in the giveaway. Bye-bye.